Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS GH spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, GH, recap for Saturday, March 14, revealed that Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, made a decision that affected Scout Quartermain's future. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, also derailed Valentin Cassadine and Carly Spencer's time together, so here's how Monday's GH episode went down. At the Surf Lodge, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mancy, grumbled about Drew Kane's Congress seat going to Willow Kane instead of her mom, but Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, acted like it'd give her more time to spend with Scout. While Christina and Alexis discussed Scout's visit to see Drew today, Willow got a visit from Sidwell and a reminder that she took orders from him. Sidwell acted like this was different than when Willow was under Drew's control, since their arrangement could be mutually beneficial. After Sidwell brought up Scout, he suggested Willow would look like a wicked stepmother for sending Drew's daughter away. Sidwell insisted it was best if Scout came home and warned Willow not to disappoint him. Later, Willow got Drew set up in the living room and hoped he could put whatever he was feeling for her aside for Scout's sake. Alexis brought Scout in, so Scout nervously asked if Drew was okay and seemed relieved when he blinked once for yes. Scout also gave Drew a bracelet she made for him and held his hand at Willow's urging. While Scout was in her room grabbing something, Willow spoke to Alexis alone. Alexis was stunned as Willow suggested Scout should come live with her again. At Carly's house, she woke up in bed with Valentin Cassadine before they discussed the complications and her messy motives. Once Valentin and Carly were partially dressed, a fuming Jason Morgan walked in on them kissing in the bedroom. Eventually, Carly spoke with Jason alone and insisted it was her idea to join forces with Valentin. Although Carly didn't help Valentin escape, she admitted he'd been hiding out there since the day of his getaway. Jason warned Carly to cut ties with Valentin and offered to help her instead, but Carly knew he was busy with Britt Westbone and that they had their own things to deal with. Carly seemed a little sad over it not being them against the world now, but Jason insisted it'd always be them against the world, no matter what. Once Jack Brennan showed up at Jocelyn Jax's place, he said Ross Cullum had partnered with Sidwell and that he'd wiped her file from the system to protect her. Brennan warned Jocelyn that they'd both face a grim fate if Cullum knew they were on to him. Jocelyn suggested Brennan should break up with Carly if things were so dangerous, but Brennan argued that he couldn't risk tipping Cullum off with any sudden moves. Jocelyn ultimately came clean about cutting the power to Spoon Island during the blizzard and spending the evening with Cullum, who posed as Windermere's caretaker. Brennan wasn't happy about Jocelyn's actions, especially since Cullum caught her rummaging through his coat. However, Jocelyn thought Cullum seemed to buy her story and filled Brennan in on finding Caesar Faison's book along with his favorite cigarillos. Brennan wanted Jocelyn to be careful and wished he could change the past, so Jocelyn realized how much he cared about Carly. Once Brennan left, Jocelyn hopped in the shower and returned to find Valentin Cassadine in her apartment. Joss reached for her purse to get her weapon, but Valentin already had it in his hand. Valentin knew Joss wanted Carly to get rid of him, but he felt things would be worse for Carly if he left her to deal with their enemies alone. At Crimson, Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens, brought Charlotte Cassadine in for her new internship, which her mom just sprang on her this morning. Nina Reeves gave Charlotte a warm welcome, so Charlotte eventually pretended she was excited. After Nina saw through the act, she privately told Lulu that Charlotte was playing them. Lulu already knew that, but she was surprised when Nina revealed she was aware of her romance with Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, and supported his happiness. Once Lulu was gone, Nina spoke with Charlotte and assumed she felt like she was being babysat. Nina did her best to put a positive spin on things before Brennan interrupted their conversation. Charlotte stepped out and eavesdropped as Brennan reminded Nina that he made the traffic cam footage of Willow go away. If Brennan made it reappear, Willow could lose her Congress seat and her children, since everyone would assume she shot Drew. Brennan made it clear that he needed Nina to pry Valentin Cassadine's location out of Charlotte, or else he'd blow up Willow's life. As for Christina, she also stopped by Crimson and got Jacinda Bracken's help with a wardrobe emergency ahead of the grand reopening of Charlie's pub. At the PCPD, Nathan admitted to Dante Falconeri that he hadn't been able to uncover any news related to Delilah, but he planned to keep up his hunt for information. Dante offered to grab a beer with Nathan if he wanted to talk about Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, choosing Damian Spinelli, but Nathan insisted he was fine. Once Nathan left, Maxie showed up to commiserate with Dante and accidentally spilled the beans about Nathan dating Lulu. By the time Lulu and Nathan came to tell Dante the truth, Maxie insisted they were too late. Maxie wished Nathan had been honest with her from the get-go and eventually took off. Lulu and Nathan tried to smooth things over with Dante, who insisted he didn't need an apology but still seemed hurt. Dante got a phone call and had some police stuff to deal with, so Nathan and Lulu were forced to leave it to him. General Hospital Saturday, March 14 recap as Sidwell forces Scout home. Willow uses Drew's daughter as political prop. You will not believe what went down in Port Charles today, and nobody saw that ending coming. Port Charles erupted in chaos on Saturday, March 14, as General Hospital delivered one of its most jaw-dropping episodes of the year, and if you missed it, grab your jaw off the floor because we are diving straight in. Sidwell drops the hammer, and Scout pays the price. The tension between Sidwell and the Quartermain Circle has been simmering for weeks, but nobody expected him to turn the screws this hard. In a power move that left fans absolutely screaming at their screens, Sidwell made it crystal clear that Scout's living situation was no longer up for debate. With cold, calculated precision, he essentially forced Scout back home, using leverage so ruthless that even the most seasoned Port Charles veterans were left speechless. The scene was devastating. Scout, caught in the middle of a war she never asked to be part of, had no choice but to comply. Those close to the situation scrambled to intervene, but Sidwell had every angle covered. His message was unmistakable. Cross me, and the people you love suffer the consequences. Fans online lost their minds. And honestly, same. The question everyone is asking now, will Drew finally snap? Because if watching his daughter get weaponized doesn't push him over the edge, nothing will. Willow crosses a line nobody expected her to cross. Just when you thought Willow Corinthos had found her moral compass, Saturday's episode snatched it right out of her hand and threw it into the harbor. In a move that had fans absolutely divided, Willow leveraged Drew's daughter, yes, that daughter, as a political prop to strengthen her own public image and agenda. The audacity, the nerve. What makes it even more infuriating is how seamlessly Willow pulled it off. With a practiced smile and carefully chosen words, she positioned herself as a compassionate figure while quietly using an innocent child as a stepping stone. It was political theater at its finest, and most shameless. Drew, to his credit, noticed. The look on his face said everything his words didn't. A storm is coming, and Willow may have just ignited it. Port Charles is about to explode. Today's episode was essentially a lit fuse. Sidwell has drawn his battle lines. Willow has revealed a ruthless political side that nobody saw coming, and somewhere in the middle of it all, Scout is just a kid trying to survive the ambitions and schemes of the adults around her. The fallout from today is going to be massive. Alliances will shatter. Confrontations are overdue. And if the preview for next week is any indication, Port Charles is about to enter full meltdown mode. Don't you dare touch that remote. General Hospital is just getting started.